Brian Evans, ruling elder from the Presbytery of the Midwest, and I want to speak against the letter. And the reason I speak against the letter is, first of all, I do acknowledge that and recognize that the letter has a lot of good stuff in it. I do see in the letter an effort to point us to the gospel and away from cultural narratives, but I don't believe that the paper does that successfully. The paper does imply some assumptions from the culture. And I really appreciate what my brother Terrence just said, but I just want to say this. The pushback over this letter is not necessarily about an unwillingness to talk about racism. It's simply a desire to talk about it from a biblical perspective. And there are some things that this letter assumes with the culture that are just not in spirit with Christianity. The culture assumes that racism, being one out of millions of expressions of sin, is some unique sin that the gospel is not enough for. That this is one unique expression out of millions of expressions of sins that permeate every aspect of America, and that is to blame for most of the problems in Black America. That, brothers and sisters, I believe is based on an assumption. Though I do believe racism is real, yes, it is real, and it is evil. But the assumption that racism is the result of all Black people's problems, that it is the cause of every disparity, that's an assumption. That is a fact that can be disputed. It's an assumption. And I don't think that this is a small matter, because being from Detroit, being from the inner city where real brokenness and pain is something that I'm around every day, I realize, brothers and sisters, that the main problems facing the people that I pastor is not racism, is not police. The real problems facing the people I pastor every day is the breakdown of the nuclear family, the absence of fathers in the home. If you want to show, there's nothing wrong with showing solidarity to Black people. I'm all for that, please do. But do it in a way that is meaningful and helpful. Telling Black people that they are perpetual victims, that they can't fix problems for themselves, that they need social political activism and not the gospel. And I'm not saying that you're saying not the gospel, but we undermine our confidence in the gospel by looking to lamenting something that is disputable as to whether it exists or not. The gospel is the answer. The Bible doesn't call us to grieve and condemn and accuse and ascribe guilt. The gospel is a message of joy and rejoicing and the power of forgiveness. That's what liberates Black people to enjoy the blessings of the gospel, not accusation, condemnation, and guilt.
Amen. Thank you, brother.